What's up, guys? My name's Anton Suarez, and in this video we are going to be talking about the PS4 hacked into running Gen 2 Linux. And this is really amazing. The team called FailOverFlow created a entirely edited version of the Linux kernel to run on the not custom hardware, but the modified hardware of the PlayStation 4. And I do have a demo video from the console hacking. This was a video from the Chaos Communication Congress event in Hamburg, Germany, which is really cool. And it's a 5-minute event. I'm not going to watch the whole 5 minutes. We'll just watch about a couple minutes of it from them first booting up the PlayStation 4 with it, which is really amazing. They're using some exploits in the firewall or safety features of the PlayStation 4, which aren't supposed to be hackable, but this team is very skilled at what they do, and it's really amazing. So I'm gonna just minimize my overlay, and we'll watch the video. So it is cool how they're just doing this. They're using, I believe, an exploit in the, I'm assuming, the user guide, because that's where they go. So I'm assuming it's an exploit in the user guide they're using here. So whatever exploit they're using, I'm assuming it has something to do with the user guide web browser. And through that, they're having vulnerabilities that they're getting access right to the system, and they're able to inject Gen 2's launch sequence into that, or through the bootloader right into that exploit, that hole in Sony's software. They're able to get right into that. So really amazing what they're doing here. And then they're in a desktop environment, and that's even better. I never expected this so early in the console's life cycle. It's just utterly amazing the progress they've made in this. This is a whole presentation they made in a hacked PS4. And this proves that the consoles are PCs, or close to PCs, but 7,000 plus line kernel diff and counting. Crazy amounts of modification to the Linux kernel to create compatibility between Linux drivers and AMDs, and some stuff with the AMD stuff. And Marvel must be the engineers behind the processor in the PS4, and it's a lot different than normal PCs, I think, and this is why they had such a problem. At least it's a Radeon, though. So they renamed it Liverpool. That's the code name they're calling it. Sony and AMD can't agree what it's called on, so they're just calling it Liverpool. So I'm going to pause it right here. What's working? So you can read this. It's a lot of things that got working, which I'm very surprised. Wi-Fi, Ethernet, Bluetooth, audio, optical only, HDMI encoder, kernel, mod setting, frame buffer. All these things. I like how it says PCI shenanigans, because I could only imagine the stress of getting the PCI to work, because it's a modified AMD chip that AMD made custom for Sony, and Sony renamed it. And in the beginning of this presentation, they were talking about the renaming and the whole stuff with the APU from AMD. So I can only imagine the chaos for that, trying to make that work with the Linux kernel. But really cool stuff. Really amazing things. 3D acceleration, USB, the hard drive is USB, which is kind of weird. And there's bring your own exploit, some assembly required. PS4 security is crappy enough that don't need us for that. You can borrow our slide style, but you'll never beat the original. And I won't beat the original if I do. So this is the icing on the cake right here. Icing on the cake. It is a console, so it's gonna play games. And I'm back. So the overlay's back on, and really amazing job from the FailOverFlow team. Just amazing. I can't imagine how much progress they've made, and they have their GitHub page right here of the entire project on GitHub, and over 5,000 contributors and over 500,000 commits to this Git repository. Just utterly a crazy amount of progress made towards this. And recently, while I was doing research on making this video, and this just happened, I think 2 days ago now, about 2 days ago, yep. And they said, who said 3D drivers for the PS4 wouldn't happen anytime soon? And they have this little gear demo of 3D drivers working. So that is crazy. And then there was some little comments back and forth. There's a good reason why we don't use OpenGL on the PS4. And he responded saying there's a good reason not to use OpenGL on any platform, on any alternative API, because they're making this API from scratch. I can only assume that they have very, very little back end for it. They have to make a lot of things from scratch. Obviously, they're going to use default libraries and things that we've already discovered, but they have to make a lot from scratch, which is it's so cool. And even here, I wonder if Steam could run, and I do agree with that statement. Could Steam run on a PS4? And that's it's amazing to think of this. Personally, I never thought that we'd see Linux on a console or a console hack so early in the console generation. We're very early into the PS4's life cycle, I'm hoping at least, and the Xbox One. And I wonder if something similar will happen to the Xbox One. But this is just some crazy stuff to see that PS4 running Linux, and this is running the Xterm windows and stuff. And it's just crazy. And they got 3D drivers now, so they have Pokemon running, maybe even basic 3D games. And if they fully fledge out this driver in maybe a couple months, couple years, I would love to see what happens towards the end of the PS4's life cycle. How much progress we put. Can you buy a PS4 really, really cheap and install Linux on it and have it as a Steam streaming box, a Steam machine? That'd be amazing to see that. To have it, now I can stream my PC right to my PS4 and play games from my PC to my PS4, and you wouldn't have a problem connecting a PS4 controller to it if they got that sensor to work and got those drivers to work on Linux and things like that. Really, really amazing progress from the FailOverFlow. Really, really cool stuff. I'll have the link in the description below to the GameStop page and the GitHub so you can check it out for yourself. So that's going to be it for this video. What do you think about the PS4 Hacked and having Linux on it? Leave it in the comment section below and I'll make sure to get back to you. As always, my name's Anton Suarez. Please rate, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.